Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family, meeting perfect partner, what worked and didn't work for me. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that as an active traveler and business owner with experience, I might be able to assist you with trip planning, life coaching, and business consulting, with all the details available at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. This is where you can also find lots of exclusive content on many different cities around the world, my secret tips, PDF guides, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. With that being said, let's begin taking a little walk around Budapest, Hungary, and discussing what didn't work for me first. And the first thing is online dating. I know it's very popular and it's worked for a lot of different people, including some of my friends, but whenever I tried online dating, I often found myself not being able to connect with the individual, because when you text someone, it's not necessarily the same as meeting them in person, and sometimes you spend a lot of time texting and then you meet in person and then you realize this person is not the same as you thought they would be. And sometimes they also look completely different because a lot of people use filters when they take photos, or they use Photoshop or whatever it is. There's certain angles that make them look different from reality. When you see them in person, that look is completely different, and that can also really change the date just as much as also the vibe, the energy. You don't feel their energy until you meet them in person, and for that reason I don't like to spend too much time texting when I do online dating. And also when it comes to online dating, a lot of people they are trying to get money, like fake accounts, trying to get you to sign up for some trading platforms, get your account information and steal some money, or sell drugs, or also a lot of sex workers definitely use these online platforms to find customers. So you have to go through a lot of people. Also, they have to go through a lot of people. Not everyone's going to swipe right on me. I understand that. I'm not perfect. Everyone has their own look that they like and their own feel. It's not easy. Basically, I found myself spending way too much time doing this swiping, and in the end, for the matches that I got, a lot of those were either flaky people that didn't show up, or people who showed up who were completely different from who I thought they would be, or also sex workers or scammers. And basically I felt like the time that I was spending on it was not really worth it, to make a long story short. So I decided to try something different, and this brings me to the second thing that did not work for me. That would be the traditional way of dating, which is supposed to be the best way in theory, like meeting somebody at work or meeting somebody through school. When you work together, you study together, you get to know each other over time, and then you start dating and being together, becoming partners. This sounds so good in theory. Or meeting someone with mutual interest through a social club or a class that you join. It sounds so great in theory, but in my specific situation, I am self-employed. I work for myself and I work remotely, usually on my computer, and I don't necessarily have to meet with people as much as those people who, when they go to work, they go to the office, they see someone on a regular basis. For me, it's not necessarily the case. And also, I did not go to school in the United States as much. I went to school in Europe where I was growing up, and then I moved to the United States when I was 18 years old. So it was a little bit a challenge for me. I had to start my own social circle, building it from scratch, and it was not the same. Also, different culture, different values. In the United States, a lot of people in California in particular, where I moved, they like Netflix, they like baseball, they like basketball. For me, I love jazz, I love live music, I love public transportation. People in California, they couldn't care less about these things. So it was difficult for me to find someone. Even when I signed up for some classes in the United States, in California, I was not clicking with those people, and it felt like a little bit like a waste of time. Basically, the time I was investing, it was not giving me the dates that I wanted to have. I still had dates and they were okay, but I felt like it could be better and I had to try something different. So this traditional way, it can work if you happen to be in a situation where you really have to go to some place on a regular basis, because it takes time. It's not like you come to class and the next day that person who's next to you in class, that is your girlfriend. It doesn't work like that. It usually takes time to get to know each other, to feel comfortable, and before something ever happens. And same thing with work, usually it also takes time. So if you don't have that kind of situation where you have to go to the same place multiple times, or that place where you go, it doesn't happen to have those people that you might be interested in, then it becomes a huge waste of time that doesn't work. So in theory it sounds good, but in reality it depends. What actually started working for me is when I started expanding my horizons and trying it out, trying to think outside of the box, and trying to see what other ways people use to find partners. And one of those ways that I learned about was doing cold approaches. Basically, it sounds a little bit bad, but in reality it's not as bad. It's basically coming to people in the street and asking them some questions, starting a conversation out of nothing. Some people do it at bars. I don't like to do it at bars because I don't want to meet people who go to bars. I want to meet people who go to, I don't know, libraries, who go to concerts, who go to travel. So you have to do it at places where you hope your perfect partner is gonna go, where you can go together in the future when you are dating. And also you have to do it in a way that doesn't make you look creepy and doesn't make them feel uncomfortable, doesn't make them feel scared, because these days it's not as common to meet some people in the street just starting a conversation out of the blue. A lot of strange characters in the street, especially in Europe and the United States. So it's totally understandable that people might feel uncomfortable. So it's very important not to scare them. Try to do it in a way respecting their private space. Don't get too close. Don't be too loud. Come from the front or the side, not from the back, and give them space to escape. Make them feel comfortable, and also ask something innocent. Don't say like, I'm looking for a girlfriend. Let's go on a date. Don't say that. You should start with something innocent, maybe asking for some directions, how to find the bus stop, the tram stop, or maybe how to find a coffee shop, which coffee she would recommend, any other places where from a local perspective, maybe she would recommend for you, or something like that. And this also gives you a chance to feel her energy or his energy, whatever your partner you're looking for. And also see if you like them or you don't like them without having to waste too much time. Sometimes 1 minute is enough to feel if you find them attractive or not. Because for me personally, just looking at someone in the street is not enough. I want to talk to them a little bit. I want to hear their voice. I want to see their body language. I want to feel their energy, and 1 minute is enough to know if I want to ask them for their social contact information, maybe their Instagram or whichever network that is being used at that specific place, because not everybody is using Instagram everywhere. Obviously, a lot of people use Kakao Talk, and some people use Line, and some people use WhatsApp. So anyway, the point is that then if you like the conversation, if you feel that they are being a little bit enthusiastic, they're not trying to run away, then you can ask them to keep in touch, exchange information, maybe offer them to have that coffee together or something like that. But this would normally take time, and don't be too rushed, too pushy. Just try to be chill as much as you can. I know if you are like me, I'm a business owner. I don't want to waste my time on small talk or just like not getting to the point for too long, but it's good to have a balance. Don't get to the point too fast, and also make them feel comfortable. This is the key, because there are a lot of people that would normally enjoy your company, but because you approach them at the wrong time or the wrong place, or you make it too awkward, then this basically ruins your chances of ever seeing them again. But don't be afraid of the first of all, don't be afraid of doing cold approaches in the first place, because they work. This is how I found my partner that I've been together with for many years now. Not many years, but a couple of years. And I'm very satisfied about this relationship. And because of the cold approach, that's how I was able to find someone who I have a lot in common with. And we enjoy doing lots of things together, from working out and walking around and exploring different places, to going to concerts and supporting each other and helping each other out with business and all that kind of stuff. All of that I met through just talking to a random person in the street, asking them where to buy protein powder, because that is what I was looking for at the time. And the second thing I want to mention that is really important, that works for me, is not looking in a place where I tried looking and I felt like it was not giving me a lot of results. I tried a lot and I felt like I kept banging my head on the wall. That was trying in California. I started trying in other places. I traveled to Taiwan, I traveled to Korea, Japan, and other countries, and I realized that even though in California maybe, I don't know, I'm 6 or something, 5, in other countries I could be 9 or 10. Basically, for the effort and the time and effort that I was putting into it, I was getting so much more interest and enthusiasm, and I felt like I was appreciated and people were interested in me. And also for me, I was interested in Taiwanese girls way more than in Californian girls, because Taiwanese girls share similar values. They are interested in science, in technology, in art a lot more than California people that I was talking to in California. I'm not saying every California is not interested in science, but I'm just saying in general, on average, Taiwanese people offered a lot more things for me personally that I was interested in, and it was a much better investment for the time that I was spending. And also they were more caring, more kind, more attention to detail. They actually heard what I was asking them, they heard what I was telling them. They were not like careless, that kind of vibe, just whatever kind of vibe. In California, a lot of people, they don't really care about a lot of things, unfortunately, and this is something that I did not appreciate. And if you combine that with the things that I'm not interested in and the things they are not interested in, and also in general, California is a very tough place to find a girlfriend for a lot of people, not just for me, because women are in high demand. There are more men, and there are some people who take things for granted, or people who are more spoiled, more picky, and also they don't have these kind of traditional conservative values. They might date multiple people at the same time. So if you combine all these things together, basically it's not the right place. And I started looking in other countries, other cities, realizing that, wow, actually you can, for every person that was not interested in California, whether it's me not being interested in them or them not being interested in me, there was a person who was very interested in me, or somebody I was very interested in other cities or other countries. And you just have to be in the right place at the right time. And the key is spending time on it, prioritizing this, just like you would spend time on finding a better job, or having a better education, or maybe choosing the right outfit. When you go shopping, you probably try on different things, or when you go traveling, you probably check out different hotels before you choose where to stay. Same thing when it comes to dating. You have to spend some time on it, some energy, some effort. Try to use different methods to see which one works for you. Try to have some meetings, dates with different people to see what you like, what you don't like. Maybe make a list of your priorities to see what to get to know yourself more, so you know exactly what you're looking for, so that you can end up in a good relationship long term, not just having a one night stand. Because I don't know, that was never my priority, that was never my goal. I'm not sure what you're looking for, but if you want to find a long-term partner, you have to be able to communicate with them on a long-term basis. You have to have common values and things in common. Actually, I even tried going to church, believe it or not, in the United States. I was so desperate, I thought maybe that would be the right place to find someone. But every conversation with people over there ended up being about the religion and everything was circling around the religion. I'm a very spiritual person, but the way I see things is a little bit different from a lot of these church groups that I was trying to join, and it was not working out for that reason. So basically, to make a long story short, it's good to open your horizons, and sometimes just talking to people in the street might be better than wasting lots of time on online dating or trying to join some clubs, especially for people like me. For example, I'm into heavy metal. If I go to a heavy metal concert, it's not always easy to find hot girls over there, especially in California. Or if I go to an event for public transport enthusiasts, it's not very likely that you're going to see a lot of hot women over there either. So I had to do something different, and it worked for me. And I hope that you can find something like that that's going to work for you. And if you need any support or you want someone to point you in the right direction, feel free to reach out to me through buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or using the link in the video description below. And before I let you go, I want to mention that I'm currently in Budapest for a few weeks, but at the end of this trip, I'll be recording my final verdict video, comparing this city with other cities and countries to help you decide if you should visit someday, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip. This will be an exclusive video, but you can easily gain access to it by subscribing or donating any amount on buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate you being a part of the Transit Nomad family and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.